Hello everyone, it's Mark and welcome back. In this video I want to talk to you about filing a Marchman Act and a guardianship in the same case. And so when it comes to helping people with substance use, helping people with mental illness, there's very often a time when it's necessary to do a Marchman Act and a guardianship. So look, the Marchman Act, as I've said in other videos, is for somebody who has a primary substance use disorder. We don't use it when there's no substance use or when we can't prove substance use. Then we're going to look to do a guardianship. But let's say, in an instance where we have a young adult who has substance use and mental illness, so they certainly qualify or meet criteria for a Marchman Act, but the family wants much broader control, right? Perhaps they want to limit their ability to travel. They want access to medical records. They want to control finances. And so the guardianship is a very, very useful tool for that. So why would we use the Marchman Act when a guardianship can do the job? Well, the Marchman Act is I think, as I've sort of compared in one of my other videos, the Marchman Act's like a sports car, the guardianship's like a pickup truck. They both, get you from, sort of A to B or A to Z, but one, has a very sort of different method and has a very different outcome, in terms of the process. So let's say somebody is in crisis, okay? The Marchman Act, which we can file on an emergency basis, meaning I can basically get a court order without them knowing and have the police along with my private investigator come over there and pick them up. That can normally be done, depending on the county, normally within the same day. I mean, that's pretty darn quick. I mean, we've had, especially here in Palm Beach County, we've had orders granted within a couple of hours, and, if the case is filed at 9, the person's already been picked up by noon or 1 o'clock. I mean, really, really quickly. So with a guardianship, even if we're filing for what's known as an ETG, an emergency temporary guardianship, that's going to require a hearing. And as good as we are and as terrific a lawyer as my partner Audra is, it normally takes between 24 to 72 hours to get into court. Well, sometimes we can't wait that long. It's just not fast enough. And so if we have criteria for a Part 1 Marchman Act, a pickup order, we will file Part 1, and then we'll move ahead with the guardianship process. Now, there are times, and there are families who want the full Marchman Act, and they want the full guardianship. They want the maximum amount of control. They want the maximum amount of enforceability, and they want the maximum sort of, hammer, as it were, hanging over their loved one's head to make sure they stay in treatment and stay there long enough so they can finally be rid of these horrible diseases and finally be rid of this curse that has basically ruined their life and ruined the lives of the families that are dealing with this. And so it's not unusual for us to do a full Marchman Act and a full guardianship. Really terrific tools. When used together, they are very, very powerful. So yes, you can do Marchman Act and guardianship together. We encourage you to do it. But sometimes we'll just do Part 1 Marchman if we're filing a full guardianship. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions about Marchman and guardianship, feel free to reach out to us. With that said, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.